Isn't it? Ever since Broker hooked up with Bloom, that's when things changed.
And really, that's not actually that great. Bloom has data on everybody.
The Buccaneer, this is the Bug. Hello, Resistors, it's Bug time. Are you all sitting comfortably? No? Good, that's as it should be. This is the Bug. I'm Andy, and joining me to analyse the latest blowflies to emerge from the corpse of once free Britain, it's Alice.
Hello, Andy.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion, your friends and mine. Alice, the government has extended Albion's contract and have also boasted that violent crime has plummeted to a record low. Now, extending Albion's contract, to me, that's like having a pet dog, let's call it Nigel for the sake of argument, that attacks you every single day and thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if Nigel had puppies?
That contract has been extended so many times, it's like the neck of a politician that's criticised. Coming up today on The Upload, we're talking about Skye Larson, the enigmatic founder of Broker Tech. Everyone knows her name, but no one knows too much about her. And we only really see her these days as a hologram. She was pretty young when she launched Broker Tech, the company that is best known for introducing
This is London Calling. You're here with me, Tash, on Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. In today's world, we've all had to get used to our every move being tracked by the optic on our temples, by the cameras around us, and with every click we make online. Seems like everything we do feeds the big data beast. Why are data giants like Bloom so hungry to get hold of our private information and our metadata?
No DedSec registration detected. Identify yourself, or I'll seal the exits, hack your optic, and read you every drunken email you ever wrote until you starve.
And you'll have to explain my untimely demise to Sabine.
Sabine's alive? Well, that's one piece of good news. I'm Bagley, DedSec's definitely not stolen, highly advanced AI assistant, and it seems I've been out of commission for a few months. Anyway, why don't you go connect me to the DedSec network so I can become more powerful than you could possibly imagine? I mean, catch up on what I missed.
Hello and welcome back to The Upload. In this episode, we're talking
That's it. I'm reconnected to the network, downloading our database, news archives, and oh no. Terrorist group DedSec responsible for deadly bombings in London? Dalton Wolf dead? I leave you people alone for a second and you immediately cock it all up.
That's the shape of it. What I want to know is if it wasn't DedSec who did the bombings, who was it?
There's a gap in my memory after Dalton, well, let's be honest, after I disarmed the bomb at Parliament. I'm missing information about what happened after I was taken offline. But from what I can infer, an unknown hacker group identified only as Zero Day was involved. I believe this Zero Day staged the attacks and framed DedSec for their dirty work. Come to my terminal. Sabine is requesting a video call.
coming up in today. Hello and welcome back to The Upload. In this episode, we're talking about CTOS 3.0.
Patching in Sabine Brandt now. I suggest you listen very closely to anything she has to say.
There you are. I'm glad you made it. Bagley. God, it's good to hear your demented little voice. Is your memory intact?
Not even slightly. The last record I have is of our HQ being raided. My only lead is a group known as Zero Day. Ring any bells?
No. But the HQ was attacked by some men in black, the same that were at Parliament. Maybe working together. We didn't stand a chance. They just gunned everyone down.
Christ. How did you make it out?
I managed to escape through the sewers to Camden. A contact smuggled me out of the city, and I've been hiding out in the north since.
Prudent. Your profile is red flagged as a high-priority target in the city's surveillance system. Even a partial recognition hit would have you hunted down and shot on sight.
DedSec is about as popular as the plague these days. Look, you know I do waiting for you, but fucking hell. Sabine, that's a lot to ask.
Listen, if anyone knows anything about risks, it's me. I lost everything and everyone. But it comes down to this. London is in a death spiral. And if DedSec can't pull it out, trust me, no one can. The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
Fuck it. As fate's worse than death.
Excellent. New user registered. Welcome to DedSec. Now, it would be irresponsible of us to release you naked and mewling into the wild. You'll find equipment around the safe house that are essential items in your DedSec kit. We have a sophisticated system for hiding your identity from facial recognition tech. It's called a mask. And while we're here, perhaps we can talk about updating your wardrobe. I mean, look at you. Come on.
You've got all these fancy new toys, but it's also important to know the basics. You need to learn how to throw a punch and how to take one. Albion will escalate if you come at them with a gun and shoot you down. We want to avoid collateral damage. In DedSec, we tried to use guns only as a last resort.
Have you already met Connie Robinson? She owns the pub and is an old DedSec contact. Not to mention a champion amateur boxer.
Let's start with some basic strikes. Hit me. Don't be shy. You'll want to get in under my block. Find the weak point. Couldn't have done that better myself. Just like that. Quick on your feet now. You want to create distance. Nice one. Yes, nice one.
Right. Gear in order? Know enough not to punch yourself in the face or get shot for pulling out a gun too early? Brilliant. I'm working out how we find Zero Day and ruin their day, but I need someone with actual legs to do the legwork. Hope you're ready.
We have some damage control to do if we want to change the perception that we're a bunch of violent...
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want you to know. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence...
What is going on? Come on, man. All right, let's do this. What's the plan, boss?
Make no mistake, London is under occupation. Armed mercenaries patrol our streets, allegedly to keep people safe, but really they're keeping the people scared.
Oldest trick in the authoritarian handbook. Make people afraid enough when they police themselves.
So, we have to ignite the will to resist in the people of London by showing them that Albion aren't the solution. They're the problem.
For that, we'll need information. I'm pushing 2 sets of coordinates to your optic.
Cheers, Bagley. I've identified 2 opportunities. 1, we're going to disrupt some Albion propaganda. Remind the people it's not Albion's way or the highway. 2, we need intel about Albion operations if we want to throw a spanner in their plans. You game?
You know I am. Let's light this motherfucker up.
Brilliant. Let's get the people of London on board.
Oh, yeah!
Don't do anything you'll regret. I want that locked down.
God, get down! Now, don't even think about it.
Find the little shit who thinks they can hack our vehicles.
Better off.
Hey, how you doing?
When the taxi drops you off, you've got to leg it with your wheel.
Building a resistance group requires operatives with specialized skills. Technical abilities, firearms handling, and physical training are all valuable. Bare-knuckled boxing rings are a good place to find people who are good at throwing punches, or taking them. By defeating each opponent in an arena, you'll have an opportunity to face its best fighter. Prove your physical superiority, and they may consider joining DedSec. I'm guessing that's some sort of primate society thing. Getting close. You're in. Let's find the thing.
Hey, you! You like bare knuckle? You think you're tough, don't you?
Okay.
You know why we fight here, in Slaughterhouse?
Why?
Because you're gonna be cut up like a piece of meat. You dare take on our champion, he will butcher you. I'm eager to watch.
Just in time. Got someone all lined.
Are you watching at home, online, on the street? Are you here live to feel the heat, the sweat, the blood? Wherever you are, this is the most exciting thing you'll see all
You're weak,
day.
soft.
An unbelievable blow. Don't know how anyone will come back from that. Almost knocked their teeth right out. They're getting murdered in there. A solid hit. That's the shit we like to see. Am I right, people, or what? We're back at it again, folks. The only game in town worth your time.
Say goodbye to your team.
Institutions fumbling. Come and see a couple of fighters take it out on each other. Oh, that it looked like it fucking hurt. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about. Solid strike from a solid fight. Now that's entertainment. And one massive blow to our fighter. I want to hear that energy, folks. I want to hear the love and the hate. Get hype. The fighters step into the limelight. Take a look at those faces. Place your bets and strap the fuck in. And that's a hit. One for the record books. But fucking wild blood. Oh my God. Did you all see that monster hit on the stream? Fucking hell! Just like a proper live highlight reel. Oh my God! What an absolutely disgusting hit! That's right. You know him, you love him. His old man was a fighter and his gaffer. He's here with a ton to prove and representing his yobs. Let's hear it.
Come here, you soy-eyed shitboard.
Let's go, G.
Oh, shit, and that's a solid blow down. Oh, shit! Could that be the win right now? Boom! Oh, they're gonna feel that hit in the morning if they wake up. Oh, yes, knockdown! That was a lovely knockdown.
Look at this guy. Get in there!
Oh, that didn't look like it fucking hurt! Unbelievable blow! Don't know how anyone will come back from that. Oh, shit, what an absolutely disgusting blow! They're getting murdered in there! Oh, they're gonna feel like it's in the morning if they wake up. Looks like they're sizing each other up. Now that's entertainment. And what a massive blow to our fighter. No, that wasn't your stream bugging out. Our reigning champ really was defeated. Meet the new meat.
Just come over and place a bet.
I don't. It's fine. But the boys promised fountains of blood. There was barely any bleeding at all.
Anyone
I mean, there was
here
certainly
interested
blood,
in
don't get me
making a
wrong.
bit of
But
money?
hardly enough to fill up a fountain. I was expecting to see it spurting out, getting all over. Now, that would be a spectacle. Anyway, remind me to give the boys a piece of my mind.
Dipshit, time to go home, we think. You need to be talking to somebody.
Forgive me for saying, but you look like the kind of lunatic who wants to change things.
Are you dead, Seg? Oh, thank God. I need your help.
We might be able to help. What's the situation?
I think I was poisoned. I worked in an Albion warehouse, and whatever they had us hauling was pure poison. Once, I got so short of breath I nearly tumbled off scaffolding.
Christ, that's terrible.
I complained to the regulators, but they told me they had insufficient evidence to investigate. Which is absolutely absurd. How could they possibly find sufficient evidence if they won't investigate?
Well, I certainly wouldn't put bribing a regulator past Albion. We'll look into it for you. What now?
Hang on, I'm scanning every single government employee schedule for evidence of a cover-up. It takes oh, never mind, I'm done. Ah, here we are. A high-ranking Albion officer met a medium-ranking public health official on a boat in the middle of the Thames, right around when our contact got sick.
Grand. What are the chances there's a surveillance system on the boat we can tap into?
It's in London, so almost definitely. Pushing you the boat's current location now.
Who work to set up democratic media. Post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
You know, we're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated.
Examine what actually happened. You know, there's
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal. This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want to. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be listening anyway. They're listening to everything. But don't worry, we're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organisation that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
Is the world we're living in now fascist? Well, this is what fascism is. It is the complete and total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole, part of the nation. And the only meaning that you will find is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? A nation doesn't mean anything, right? The nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that he, has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does, it's just a myth. But that's what they go for. And on that basis, they take the right to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary iteration of this process where you get corporations and the state operating in tandem, basically molded into one. But that isn't that rare. I mean, in those camps, making use of that slave labor. Fascism often works. It's doing the same now.
The boat is moored nearby. You should be able to scrape some onboard surveillance data if you get close.
Grand.
Sierra 4-2, this is Control. An alarm has been activated near you. Survey the area. Over.
Sweeping the area near the alarm.
Nothing to report. Checking elsewhere.
All clear.
There's the boat where the meeting took place. You can scrape the data from here.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast.
Here's the data.
I'll scrub through for evidence of the cover-up while you get out of there.
What have we got, Bagley?
That was quite the sinister conversation they had. Have a listen.
Next time you move ordnance that contain biohazardous materials through Clan Kelly's black market, make sure people don't die, okay? I don't want to have to cover this up for you again.
How does someone that fucking thick get elected? I know it's a stupid question. Let's just clean up the fucking waste.
Pushing you the location of the toxic ordnance now.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Bucket. Your pirate podcast source for what they don't want you to know. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as... Why not? They're going to be listening anyway. They're listening to everything. But don't worry, we're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organisation that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
Is the world we're living in now fascist? Well, this is what fascism is. It is the complete and total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole, part of the nation, and the only meaning that you will find in your life is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? A nation doesn't mean anything, right? The nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that, has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does, it's just a myth. But that's what they go for. On that basis, they take the right to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary iteration of this process where you get corporations and the state operating in tandem, basically molded into one another. But that isn't that rare. I mean, you saw exactly the same thing in Nazi Germany. You look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany, there were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Fascism often works with corporations, and it's doing the same now. That's the way in which they track what you do. That's the way in which they track who you talk to. They operate as each other's proxies.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked to set up democratic media in post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
You know, we're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated, and what we haven't looked at is the power structures and the profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, you know, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and making it easy to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow governments. And then suddenly all the chickens came home to roost. Nobody could find any receipts for what was paid for. Nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk, and they couldn't figure it out. And yet, it was standing there in their face the whole time. There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. I mean, one, you have a lot of smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well, who are bending things just a little. Oh, we'll compromise a little bit, we'll bend the rules a little bit, and try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve that's good for us. And if you add all of that up, what you end up with is a big wall moving in a...
I wasn't ready for
Dumb fuck. Goodbye. Hey, that is not right. Right, I'm leaving.
Seriously,
Bloody hell.
sure? All right.
Albion have established an operational base in the Royal Court of Justice.
Suppose the tracks that they've taken over the courts, they throw everyone who crosses them in a cage.
Exactly. But it likely means there's information here about how Albion are targeting dissenters, the who and the why. We need that data if we're going to disrupt their operation.
I want that spider for lockdown.
Look for the intruder. This pilot drone didn't just come out of nowhere.
You must be joking. This is utter nonsense. I have better things to do.
What have we got, Bagley?
A list of what Albion consider high-value targets that are threats to the peaceful running of London. See here, a journalist, and this one runs a community shelter. Good God, bar your doors.
What the fuck?
All suspected of sowing rebellion or exhibiting tendencies towards... Albion is systematically arresting people even before they rise up. Joke's on them. This list can actually help us find like-minded allies willing to help us. Well done. Now, let's disrupt some of Albion's propaganda and give some hope to the people.
sweeping the area. Interfering with city run or corporate drones is prohibited. If you witness unauthorized hacking, report the incident immediately.
Clear. Now leg it. For the search.
Try me, you fascist! Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
All comply, goddammit! I told you what.
All units, possible suspect or suspects reported me your location.
Received. Let's keep this by the book. Over.
Right, weapon out! Get the fuck out of here. Take him to...
No sign of a target. Over.
The City of London is actively tracking and
the matter with
searching
you?
for dangerous wanted individuals.
Search units, disengage. This search is pointless.
On a hacked vehicle, search for the offender. Attention, illegal entry. Security risk. Do not authorize safety or the safety of others. Report illegal persons directly to the authorities.
Yes, nicely done. That'll get people's attention. Let them know someone is standing up to Albion. Light the spark that they can stand up to.
If nothing else, it'll relieve their eye strain.
What now?
We're already seeing results from what you've done. That list we found named a journalist in Camden who's been investigating Albion. We reached out and he's got information that can help us. I think you should meet with him.
Send me the location.
Dumbass.
Search for the intruder!
Lock down this vehicle, just to be safe. Bloody hell!
Let's get this little shit! Spread out! Find the suspect!
Nobody's here. Searching elsewhere. That was strange.
listen, my G, let me tell you now, yo. We're behind the link. See what I write in the bridge. That's what the I know. Drag it across the page, right to the brick line. Inks, my thing. See what I see when I'm writing. I'm a chisel stone. Work like a rope, but it's what I know. Those stones heavy and I caught in a mess where shoes, wet feet, and I'm all fully drenched. Those stones melt, drip past my head. Shadows, you just to put my gun in. Don't bring a sunlight, clouds left in. Takes the pollution, I'm something I'm vexed. Only solutions, a suit, not a vex. Big riddance to the woman I'm dressed. Flips.
What's your problem?
Heard you need help. What can I do?
You're the crew that's been sticking it to Albion. Can't believe someone else is. Thought I was alone, right? Not doing much, just putting the word out. But you? Taking action, mate.
Yeah, agreed. Tyranny isn't an idea. It's an institution. Boots, paper, plumbing. We tear down Albion, we make room for something better. So what do you have?
Almost got clipped finding this. All of Albion's operational data for the entire city. Convoy routes, surveillance targets, assets. It's all there. Thinking you can make good use of that.
Fucking right.
Here's a sample. Albion's closed King's Cross to the public, right? What people don't know is that they're using it as their logistics centre. Materials, troops, whatever. A lot of it runs through there. You want to give the people a huge boost? Hit that place. Put it out of commission, and you'll severely hamstring Albion's operations here in Camden. Hell, everywhere.
That's the move then.
They want to know, will this make my life easier, or will it make it harder? The most important thing.
Albion's operational plans are just what we needed to really get some traction. We'll have to take a close look at this. Now, how do we take King's Cross offline?
Getting to that generator ain't gonna be easy. They've locked it up tighter since I last saw.
Any ideas?
My news drones are still in here. They should be functional. You can use one of them. Probably have better luck piloting it too, yeah?
inside your vehicle. No new crimes reported.
Well, causing a power surge in a hybrid power generator isn't like making a toasty. We're going to need detailed specifications.
Let's get nosy then. Yeah, check this out.
Cool, looks bloody complicated. Notice he's got a pretty functional camera. Would a picture do you, Bagley?
It would indeed. According to this, that's it. Use the code on the generator and I can trigger a power surge.
It should be enough to take King's Cross offline. And the rail system too.
Updated version 1. Scanning the area for suspicious method.
Here we go.
We got a gold mine of information out of St. Pancras. Albion convoys, informants, gear, you name it. Everything we need to ignite the people of London, like we did in Camden. Derail Albion's operations and give the people a reason to rise up, borough by borough. The more we do that, the more we'll get allies flocking to the cause. We'll show London that DedSec is here for them.
That was off the chain, mate. I knew DedSec weren't the bad guys Albion was saying. Now the rest of Camden will too. Thanks.
Thanks.
Now that you've shown the borough what DedSec is really all about, there are going to be folks wanting to join up. A lot of people have been looking for a way to fight back. In fact, there's one in particular I suspect will contact you very soon. I happen to know they're champing at the bit.
Grand. Appreciate any leads you can send us.
feet.
Well, fuck me, you're still alive. I owe Sabine a tenner. Not only that, but your resistance handiwork just opened up a whole new source of information. So now I spy with my hypothetical eye something interesting at the Ministry of Civic Management.
What is it?
The Signals Intelligence Response Service, or SIRS, or the Earl Grey Gestapo, have developed a surveillance technology called AR Reconstruction. It's the bleeding edge of privacy rights violation, and thus it could be very useful in our attempts to find Zero Day.
Haven't seen something so jolly in years.
If you're feeling out of your depth or like you could use a breather, you can always call on your new teammates to step in. It's your call.
That's the...
Excellent. Our little posse's growing. Welcome to DedSec.
Yes, I'm ready to go bastard hunting with you lot.
Very nice.
Yours true. Finally, I get some vexed by their gossip.
it. Now, let's take this autocratic wet dream for a test drive.
Get an APW.
Did you hear that noise? Control, be advised. Possible hacking situation.
I am here.
In theory, the AR reconstruction should allow me to use various sources of surveillance data to rebuild past events. Access a data relay, and I can scrape all the metadata for this area.
Starting my investigation.
Don't let them escape.
Knock that spider bot down.
Someone in the area is controlling that spider bot. Find them.
It's clear. Keep moving. Gunfire! I'm done! I'll shoot you! Ah!
Code 3, closest units proceed to alarm location.
Taking fire! They're not letting up! I need a hand!
CTOS-AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
Yes, I can see how this could be handy as an investigation tool.
You're right, we definitely need this extremely cool thing I want for investigating Zero Day. Shit, for some reason I can't clone it to our servers. Alright, access the network here and let's see if we can't find out where to nick one. Located the CTOS hub. Aha! The SIRS has deployed this technology at their HQ, and I've just nabbed their manual on how to set up the system. Now, Scarpa, you can't steal their toy if they throw you in the gulag. The demands of being a DedSec operative are all-consuming, so taking app gigs is a good way to make some extra quid that works around your new schedule. Lots of people will pay well to have their sensitive packages handled with care. And some will even pay you for deliveries. Ha ha.
How do we get our hands on this AI reconstruction tech, Bagley?
The program is hosted on a server that's on the roof of SIRS HQ. All you have to do is grab the whole thing, then take it to a few high-density locations so I could recalibrate it to the DedSet network and clone my own version.
How am I supposed to carry the server off the roof?
We need to find someone with access to a cargo or construction drone that can fly it off of there. Perfect opportunity to recruit a heavy lifter to the cause, I'd say.
So, where do we find this heavy lifter?
Well, let's put our thinking caps on, shall we? Now, who in London would have access to a construction drone? Could it be a construction worker?
That's obvious. Shut up now.
Not so hard, was it? There's an active construction yard nearby. I dare say you'll probably be able to find a construction worker to recruit there. Here's the coordinates.
They don't quite fit the bill. Maybe another time.
They don't have access to a heavy cargo drone. You need to find a construction worker.
Due to an ongoing Albion investigation.
It will be okay. Everything will be okay.
They don't have access to a heavy cargo drone. You need to find a construction worker.
They look promising.
Occupation? Check. Drone? Check. This could be the one.
Call 999. Someone's been hurt.
Oh, they have a beastly drone friend. I mean, the person looks sufficient too.
Under no circumstances are personal drones permitted within city limits.
Hey, someone get help! There's been an accident!
London needs defenders, and you look like you might be one of them.
Yo, you with DedSec? Hype, I need your help.
Possibly. What is the situation?
It's Clan Kelly. I've got a massive debt with them. It all started with some medical bills that I couldn't pay, and now, I can't get out from under them. If you help wipe my debt to the Kellys, I'll owe you.
All right. We'll look into it.
Clan Kelly will bleed our new friend dry if we don't do something. This particular construction site is a money laundering front for a Kelly chapter out of Camden Market. Any record of the debt would be stored there.
Right. Got it.
That's something.
Due to the increase in attack, today's better able to take advantage of the most advanced security features.
Yeah, what are you saying? Yes, man, it was...
Fuck.
Yeah? No, I entirely understand. Yep. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Don't have the right tool for the job? You can exchange your gadget for a different one that's better suited to the situation.
I don't remember Clan Kelly being disorganized. They've taken over the whole market.
You're looking for a terminal or some kind of device that Clan Kelly would have stored the debt records on. Right, you're going to raise all record of their debt, putting our new friend back into the black and, more importantly, out of Clan Kelly's reach.
Excellent.
While the drones observing your every move might make you feel like you're living in a city-shaped prison, what's bad news for society is good news for DedSec. You can hack those nosy little buggers and use them to scout ahead.
Wait, is that? Thank you.
But